whole fucking. I didn't think this would be my first video to talk about this whole subject, but the fact. Let's see. What is it called? Assassin's Creed Shadows, right? We're just gonna go Assassins. Hold on. I get what this is. Why is this? It was just up there when I was looking for it. Was literally the top one. Okay. Page. Alright, these two. Alright. So what I'm getting is everyone's pissed at not only there being a female ninja, something known as a, or no, actually, hang on, before I even try to butcher what the fuck it is, right here, wow! Kunoichi is a female ninja or practitioner of ninjutsu. During the feudal period of Japan, ninjas were used as killers and stuff. Look at that! Wow, a whole definition of a female ninja. No, there's no female ninjas in that period. Bullshit tells you right fucking here. Granted, this is what, Wiki? Let's go off away from Wiki. Let's not even use Wikipedia as a fucking source because, you know, people can go into Wikipedia and fucking change it because that's how people fucking are and have always been. Which Wikipedia honestly needs to fucking change. They need to make it so people can't go in and edit it. But nonetheless, I love the fact that no, I thought. Okay, never mind. I thought that was a. Okay, hello. Either way, I thought that was a picture of the same chick from the fucking the game, but no, yeah, look. Wow, look at this. A whole website is called what's this about? What does it say? Yeah, Noichi is also known as shinobi or ninja, Japanese term that refers to female ninjas. The word itself means female warrior. Okay. And let's look up Yasuke. Yasuke. Or however you want to pronounce him, honestly. I don't know. Let's see. Hey, hang on. It says right even here. Yasuke is a man of African origin who served as a retainer to the Japanese daimyo Oda Nobunaga for a period of 15 months between 51 and 82. Retainer. Retainer is a structured agreement in. Hold on, that's definitely not what I'm talking about. Hold on. That's not what I want. Yeah, was it Hogan or Damian? Okay, yeah. See here. Yeah, not all. Okay, yeah, not all retainers were automatically given the rank of samurai in feudal Japan. Let me. Samurai were the hereditary. Da 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 da. Can't speak. Hereditary military nobility. Okay, so yeah, up to a certain period. If I'm, as I said, let's see. And century until their abolition in the late 1870s during the I'm not even gonna pronounce that. Try to pronounce it. Let's see, during that era, they were well-paid retainers of the daimyo. Hold on. They were well-paid retainers. Yeah, Howard to be officially classified as a samurai, one had to be given land as part of their retainership. If a retainer was granted land, they would indeed be considered a samurai. But there were also retainers who weren't given land and or did not hold the official samurai status. So it depends on specific circumstances. Or their retainers. Some retainers were Hatamoto, high-ranking samurai servants. Essentially meaning you were not a samurai unless you were given land. And if I'm correct, okay. Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, what the fuck? This is definitely. Yeah, I'm sorry. Marine Corps Air Station. Essentially a samurai in name only. Oh yeah, better yet. Okay, the real life black samurai served under Oda Nobunaga and was indeed given land. Although much about his life remains a mystery, historical records indicate that he was Nobunaga's castle and allowed to dine with at his master's table. In a few months, Yasuko was reported with a home in the castle located in Kyoto. However, it is important to know that despite being considered a free man by most standards, he did not own any land of his own. He was essentially a samurai in name only. This story is both fascinating and inspiring, blending historical elements with fantastical components and various adaptations, including the recent Netflix anime series Yasuke. Like I said, how you want to pronounce it? Yasuke. Because why? Because there's a motherfucker named Sasuke. But the same way almost. But yeah, so here's the thing. I did watch this. This actually is its own for an anime, especially an American anime, technically. Because it's obvious it was originally American. But nonetheless, granted, my dumbass just doesn't scroll down more and look. Either way, there are so many variations saying that he is in fact a samurai, but in name. So he just wasn't given land, but he was still given in name the rank of samurai. So what I don't understand is why all these poor boys want to be like, oh, it's not historically accurate. They want to be a black man and a samurai. You're like, well, pretty much everything wants to prove y'all wrong. Hell, the fact that I've even seen actual historians get on and say, nah, like, there was a black samurai. It's even the fact that, let's see, what else is there? Oh, yeah. Japan hasn't said anything. Until this game gets Cleopatra, like, you know, what Egypt did to Cleopatra, until that happens, I'm pretty sure they're in the right. Because even Japan would still be heavy on copyright, especially if you're just gonna fuck around their historical culture and try to make some bullshit out of it like they did with Cleopatra. Because, you know what? While we're on this rant of that, we're also gonna talk about Cleopatra. Because the fact that this bullshit happened. Let's see, you know what? We're even going with the wiki this time. Let's see. From 51 to 30 BC, okay, and it's lacked active ruler. Alright, I'm not even trying to pronounce it, pretty fucked up. She was a descendant of its founder, Macedonian Greek, general and commanding of Alexander the Great. Her father was a Greek, meaning she was white. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, like, there, yeah, boom. It says like all this shit right here. up with all this shit though. Unless they made it so you actually can't. Oh, no, no. Hello, 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 hello. Revisions, huh? Let's see, the latest one. Alright, added portraits. What's the oldest revision? Hear him. Yeah, like September 19th, 2001. That was it. This is all there was. Oh, still, nonetheless. So them trying to be like, oh, this new game's gonna be woke. It's bullshit. What was woke was the Cleopatra documentary on Netflix. Like, you know, all these images, even first off, come up with, which is kind of hilarious. And it seems in almost every adaptation, oh, except for here, you got one where she actually is dark skinned. But yet, I'm seeing a lot of other ones where she's either lightly on the fair side or white. Hell, even with old history, yeah, that would be considered fair, not black. Like this one, white. Oh, yeah, this is from that bullshit show. Huh, because let's see. First off, what the fuck? Domain is for. What the fuck? Okay. So, thanks for showing me nothing. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I clicked the wrong thing. No, it's just not it. By the way, that's the bullshit adaptation, you know, that Jada Pinkett Smith's apparently trying to do that, or did. That, cause I'm pretty sure they said she was the one that directed that whole, the fake documentary. Or mockumentary. Because, if you remember, yeah, docudrama series. Okay, that's why. That depicts as a black African has sparked controversy in Egypt. A lawyer has filed a complaint that accuses African queens, Queen, Queen, Queen Cleopatra is violating media laws and aiming to erase the Egyptian identity. Yeah, a prominent Egyptologist and former antiquities minister Zahi Hawass insists that Cleopatra was Greek and light-skinned, not black. He called on Egyptians to take a stand against Netflix for spreading what he considers false and deceptive facts about the origin of Egyptian civilization. In response to the backlash, lawyer Mahmoud al-Samari Mahmoud. It's Mahmoud. I don't know why I said it like I did. I feel like it should be Mahmoud. Either way, filed a complaint demanding legal measures and the blocking of Netflix services in Egypt. Additionally, the Egyptians are now suing Netflix for $2 million over the alleged distortion of Cleopatra's image. The controversy highlights the ongoing debate surrounding Cleopatra's heritage and race. As like literally everything says, she was the daughter of a general that worked with Alexander the Great. Like, I'm sorry, but that's Alexander the Great we're talking about. He was, yeah, Greek, Roman, and all that. They were known as white. So meaning, Cleopatra would be white, if not fair toned, depending on what her mother was. Yeah, but I'm curious, is there anything going? All right. Honestly, my opinion on Asmund has varied a good amount. Oh no, no, no. I'm just real quick so I can sign in. All right, now let's look it up. Who do we know talks about it? All right, we got Critical Drinker. Got Mythology Guy. Oh wait, he does actually look at this. Hold on. I gotta. Oh no, that's right. Never mind. Yeah, I did see this video. I did. That's what got me started about all this because. Yeah, why? Well, let's go with Critical Drinker. Let's see what he has to say. Hold on. Hold on.
Aspects of reality are now subject to constant debate and contention, and nowhere is that division more obvious than in the world of media, where every new movie and TV show becomes a battleground between warring factions, each determined to prove that they're in the right. But sometimes, just sometimes,
Yeah, that's the video I was watching. I just seen it like
times a project comes along that's so monumentally, epically, and comprehensively terrible that it manages to unite the entire world in.
Hold on.
Off for him. And it seems to be happening again with the release of Queen Cleopatra.
Yeah, like even back then, a woman of her skin color would not have been given power unless she was fucking married or born.
A Netflix documentary series produced by one of the least popular actresses in Hollywood, and that's saying something, believe me, centered around female African rulers throughout history. I mean, calling it a documentary is a bit like calling Inglourious Bastards a historically accurate depiction of World War.
Oh, that's actually fucking hilarious. No, that would be a very good. That's a good analogy to saying that this would totally be a fucking real World War II documentary. Granted, to be fair, if that really was how it went, we would definitely would have taken fucking what is it? Credit. Would have taken credit for killing Hitler.
War II, but don't worry, we'll get back to that soon enough. Believe that. Anyway, the show kicked up a firestorm of controversy and backlash, earned itself the lowest rating that I've ever personally.
Oh boy! Even for the tomato meter, that's low. But oh my god, that is so low of a rating. Like, god damn.
Seen on Rotten Tomatoes. and even managed to get itself sued on behalf of the entire country of Egypt. Damn man, this thing's about as popular as the salad bar at Lizzo's birthday party. So why are people so fucking mad about this thing anyway? Well, the main criticism centers around the recasting of Cleopatra. Sorry, reimagining, because I guess that's what we call it now when we blatantly try to rewrite verified historical facts to suit our own 21st century narrative and gaslight anyone who calls us out on our bullshit as hateful bigots. Kind of like how the Woman King tried to reimagine a brutal expansionist military dictatorship who massacred entire communities and happily sold their own people in—
Did I just see a fucking musket? Hold on. Excuse me? What?
King tried
okay,
to reimagine a brutal expansionist military dictatorship.
What? This has to be from some other movie or something. This clip alone has to be from something else. There's no way this is in that fucking docudrama or documentary at all. There's no fucking way they actually put muskets. Hold on. The 16th century. Over 1,000-year difference. Hold on. What was first firearm? Alright, the first recorded use of firearms in South Asia was at oh, that's in South Asia. As a flamethrower in China. What the fuck? Let's see, the Middle East period between the 13th and 14th century. The muskets are basically just like a better version of what they originally were. Okay. The history of firearms began in the 10th century. 1132. So that would have been in the years of that would have been in the 900s then. Because think about it, we're in the 21st century, but we're only like 2000s technically. Technically speaking, so firearms have been around since for past 2100, not 21, pretty much the past 1100 years. Essentially, they've been around. So firearms have always been around for basically a little over a millennia. If this is supposed to be from the show, she was alive from 69 BC to like 44 BC.
Who massacred entire communities and happily sold their own people into slavery as a progressive and enlightened society to be cherished and protected, and a unit of female warriors who once lost more than 500 troops to kill a grand total of 6 French soldiers as an elite fighting force that would make the Avengers shit themselves in absolute terror.
I think I can smell shite.
You know, it's always funny watching Hollywood activists combing the pages of history in search of some hidden truth that'll finally validate all their long-standing biases and personal hang-ups, and when they inevitably come up short, just kind of throwing up their hands and saying, fuck it, we'll just make it up instead. Sorry, reimagine it. The thing is, works of historical fiction like The Woman King, or Braveheart, or 300 generally get cut a bit of slack because, well, the clue's in the name. They're works of fiction. Yeah,
Yeah, like, and that's another thing actually, like, had they been more like, alright, this is like what if they had just been more open with it about as a retelling, and then trying to be like, nah, this is historical fact, people probably would have been more open-minded to it. Like, hell, better yet, they could have been like, oh, in a different type of, in another universe where women had power. Like, well, I mean, granted, there are other instances of women having power, yes, in our universe, but nonetheless, I mean, like, the races are different from different points, where, say, the Greeks were black and Africans were white. Like, they could have done something like that, and it would have been more accepting. So then people are like, all right, it's a work of fiction, yada yada yada, whatever. You know, you can watch it for the, you know, let's say be a docudrama. You can't do a docudrama if it's gonna doesn't. It's more if they just sprinkled in like actual facts along with their fiction of it being a fictional character, but springing along actual facts along with it, probably would have been a different outcome, in my honest opinion. But you know, that's not how some people seem.
Fiction based on real events, very loosely in some cases, but fiction all the same. I'm not a huge fan of it myself because I know how many people can be misled by stuff like this, but hey, I also wasn't born yesterday. Real history is often muddy and complex and doesn't deliver the big
Okay, hold on.
born yesterday. Real history
They look more historically accurate in this than anything, and I can definitely tell they're not black. Or if they are, whoever their makeup artist is did a fucking good job. Well, actually, never mind. No, I proved myself wrong. I see all the fucking curly hair right here.
is often muddy and complex and doesn't deliver the big, satisfying emotional payoffs that people expect from movies. Telling compelling stories that people want to see sometimes means bending and embellishing the truth. Documentaries are a very different beast though, because the whole point is to give the audience an accurate and unbiased insight into real events, backed up by facts and evidence from eyewitnesses and experts in the relevant fields. Their very purpose is to separate fact from fiction and delve deeper into the actual reality behind the myths and commonly held beliefs. And that's where Cleopatra runs into a spot of trouble, because the whole motivation of this show seems to be the exact opposite. It's there to bend and distort reality, to turn her into something she absolutely wasn't, in order to fit the narrative of the showrunners. See, the stated goal of the African Queens series is to shed light on important black female rulers throughout history, unknown and overlooked people who actually had a big impact on the world. As producer Jada Pinkett Smith said, we don't often get to see or hear stories about black queens, and that was really important for me, as well as for my daughter, and just for the community to be able to know.
First off, I don't even know if your daughter really fucks with you. I know you're. Oh, I know Jaden. I know Jaden does not like you. I know he is gone. If I'm correct, I think he said he went no contact with you. But I don't really know if your daughter had the same as you, really.
Those stories because there's tons of them. Fair play, Jada, I can totally get behind that one. After all, there's plenty of historical people and events that haven't had the mainstream attention that they.
Like, no, but what he's been making like a lot of points. So. Like, I don't even need to continue. I can literally just take these 4 minutes alone, and you all forgot this. Like, how insanely like it's stupid that the idea of making her black was. Hell, I'm black myself, and I think it was fucking stupid. I get wanting to make, you know, movie do stuff about black people in history, that especially black women that were basically never given the light of day because for all the shit they did. But how about actually go and find the real ones and not try to make your fucking own? Holy shit. It's ridiculous. I don't know. Like, it's just like, I know I went on a whole tangent when I first started talking about all the Assassin's Creed shit. But I can't help but go into this tangent because it's like, there's a difference between being woke and being historically accurate. Either way, putting him in Assassin's Creed, historically accurate. Making her black, falsification. Like, I don't understand people. I don't. That's why I made this video, because I had to do this little rant, because it's like, what the fuck is up with this? Like, yeah, we're going on, we literally are saying, we're calling the wrong fucking franchise. Here, I'm pretty sure it should still be in my fucking thing. We're calling this game woke, but yet we're not going after this series. Why? Why? Because there's actual live actors in it, or well, actual black actors and big name. So yeah, people are more like not gonna say shit, but no, we need to be saying shit about them. Like, this is bullshit. This is accurate. This is accurate. This is not accurate. Because here's the thing, if they, you know what they also could have done instead? Been like, oh, a black servant. Because yeah, here's the thing, a lot of these people back in the day we don't know much shit about. Because why? Because we didn't we didn't write down history as much back then as we do nowadays. Or as it did over the years. But nonetheless, like, they could have said she had a black servant that actually helped her out. People would probably been fine with that. Like, that, you're a little you're pushing it a bit, but you're, at that point, it's like, you know what, there's a possibility she could have had a servant that could have been black. That's a running on a big, that's a running if. That's not as big of an if as making her black, but it's still an if, it's an if that's less and more actually, like, understandable. You know what I'm, like, I don't know if people actually get what I'm saying or where I'm coming out with all this shit, because I needed both, actually, because both really tie into, like I said earlier, what is fictional, what is not fictional, what is accurate, what is not accurate. And it's ridiculous. It's just honestly ridiculous and sad that, actually, better yet, hold on, I want to see who else agrees. Let's see. Why do some people need Cleopatra to be white? Because she was. The question is really, why do you need her to be black? Yes. My grandma always used to tell me, no matter what they tell you at school. Oh, and here comes the satire. No matter what they tell you at school, Ludwig von Beethoven was a black trans single mom. Yep, this is what you get. This is the shit you get. Not you call shit, like, call these guys ass. I'm just more like, yeah, it's just funny because yeah, you did, people would say lie. Yeah, the whole thing is that damn, is that by just race swapping Cleopatra, they unintentionally just said that there were no actual black queens who were damn, yeah, yeah. Making Cleopatra show with everyone being black except Egypt is Africa is like making Gandhi a show where everyone being Japanese because India is in Asia. Ah, wait, hold on. What are the replies to this one? He had dark color in dark color. Between grandmother is an offensive. God, oh my God, that's a whole rant I would go on about, is that calling someone a mother is supposedly politically incorrect. It's like, no. No. Like, I've had trans partners in the past. I have no problem with trans people, but it's like, you're literally trying to make it, because what I'm getting at is more is like, you're trying to make more everyone inclusive, but yet, what about all the shit women have been fighting? You know what? I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna drop this for another time. If I can so much as get a good amount of review, like basically any attention to this, and people want to hear me talk about what I have when it comes to this type of topic, woo boy, I will. I'll go into it full fucking depth of my personal opinion on the whole situation. Because yeah, remember too, apparently people can't even have personal opinions nowadays without everyone being offended by it. But it's like, damn, shit. Yeah, you guys talk about oppression. Motherfuckers, we've been oppressed, killed, everything. Black people have had, honestly, I would say black people have had it worse, technically. And when it comes to in America. Anywhere else in the world, I can definitely agree they're probably the worst places. Like how, for instance, the Irish were enslaved for 1,000 years. I mean, technically speaking, though, you go back to any point in any area in that time period, slaves are around no matter what, but